and welcome to the 11th, Saturday the 11th of April. Okay, I had a terrible night's sleep again last night. Tried not to take the rescue remedy, but eventually gave in and took it. I mean, the last time I looked at my clock was at 4 o'clock and I was still awake. I was trying to read my book. I was trying everything. I tried the meditation, the sleep music, everything. I tried the lot. I even got my magnesium yesterday. I took 2 of them yesterday, but I was wide awake. So, and I knew when I was going to bed. Rico and I have been watching The Heist, and we got to the last one last night, and Rico says, right, let's go to bed. And I'm like, I knew. And the minute I hear the word let's go to bed, I'm like, bing, you know, that kind of thing. So I've ordered myself a diffuser from Amazon with lights on, because I think a trigger as well as when I switch off the light, that triggers me off into saying, right, I must sleep, and that starts everything working. So I've ordered a diffuser with a light. I've ordered some lavender oil, so I'm going to try all of that when that comes. That's supposed to come tomorrow, so I'll be trying that. I'll take my magnesium again tonight. I'm trying all the natural remedies at the moment. I don't want to go down the road of taking sleeping tablets, so I'm kind of trying all the natural remedies. I've got a bit of a headache today, obviously, because I've hardly slept. I did sleep in the morning, kind of a couple of hours later than I would normally get up, so I don't know, maybe 8:30, 9 o'clock I eventually got up. But yeah, Rico's away shopping just now for our weekly shop, and that makes me nervous in itself. So he's away doing that, so it'll be the natural process of putting the shopping in the garage, bringing in only what we have to bring in and that sort of thing, and I'll probably do a haul. And next weekend is our Easter. This is Easter for most Christians. This is Easter. It's the Greek Orthodox Easter next week, and normally we have flaunes for Easter. I don't know if I'm gonna try and make some, but I normally have dyes for my eggs, to dye my eggs, which I went on to Amazon and they had some actually, but I wouldn't get them until kind of the Monday, so that's pointless, because if I do them, I'll probably do them on the Friday, our Good Friday. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the way my mum used to do them. Started collecting onion skins, and I'm going to use them to dye my eggs. So basically I'm going to boil my eggs with the onion skins, and they should be kind of a reddy colour, but I'll probably vlog that and we'll see if I'm successful or not. So that's the plan. So yeah, I've put bright colours on today, bright nails, bright everything. I've made an effort. My skin's really not good. I can't wait to get my things from Boots that I ordered. They should be coming this Thursday, all my new skincare, so that'll be an unboxing as well. And it's a lovely day, so I'm going to go and get something to eat just now. I'm going to have my 1 coffee, which I allow myself. I'm going to take 1 of my magnesium tablets just now. I think I'll take 1 with my dinner, and go and sit in my garden and get some breeze. It started off quite cloudy this morning. It's not as warm as it is down south, but it's lovely. So I'm going to go and sit out in my garden and enjoy. So that's what I have been up to this Saturday. Okay, that's Rico back. So he's putting everything in the garage, all the shopping. He's brought in a couple of things that I'm going to put in the fridge, which I have already bleached. Yeah, so some Cathedral City cheese, that'll be for Rico. Well, I've got my wipes there, but I normally just spray bleach, so that's diluted bleach with water. Some falafel, some salmon. I'm allowed to eat, it's Al Palm Sunday tomorrow, so I'm allowed to eat salmon. That's Rico just coming in. I'm paranoid about him washing his hands now, and I'm going to bleach his keys. That's how.
No, you're not going to. You just watch my fob. £200 for one of those car fobs, if not more.
Salmon, which I'm going to have for my dinner tomorrow, because I'm allowed salmon tomorrow for Palm Sunday. And we've also got some smoked salmon, so I'm going to put them away in the fridge. And we've also got some Daramo salada, and the rest of the food is in the garage for 24 hours. Hello and happy Easter to all those that are celebrating. It is the Sunday the 12th of April. I'm going to do that dreaded job now. I kind of put it off and put it off. I'm going to bring the washing in. No, I'm not. Actually, I've got washing to put out, so I'm going to put the washing out and then I'm going to bring the shopping in and wipe it all down. It's been in the garage since yesterday, so yeah, we'll do a little haul. I've had to bring some of the things in. I showed you that earlier on, the salmon and all that. Brought them in yesterday. But I needed some lemons because I wanted some water with lemon. What else? I think we brought a couple of other things in, can't remember now. But I'll hold the rest of the stuff. So yeah, cheers. I'm gonna go and get my washing out. Rico's out, he's cut the grass, sorting out the garden, doing his thing. Okay, that's the washing out. By the way, my absolute one hate when clothes get stuck in the quilt cover. As much as I try and put them in the washing machine, and I should really button up the quilt cover, but then it means more work. But see, when the clothes get, so when you wash them and then the clothes get trapped in and then you're trying to get the clothes back out from the quilt cover and oh, anyway, right, let's get this washing. I keep saying washing. Let's get this shopping brought in from the garage and all bleached. Okay, here it all is. This is this week's haul. So let's start down this end. Remember, I've put a couple of things away already. So we have tissues, we have kitchen paper just here. We like the big thick rolls of kitchen paper. We have some toilet paper, some Zoflora, Secret Garden, some crisps. So this is a 6-pack. We have one salt and vinegar and one plain. We have some kettle crisps, some balsamic vinegar and some lightly salted. We have some Italian chopped tomatoes for cooking. Rico said it was really hard to get oil, so he just picked up some rapeseed oil. I use a lot of oil in my mum's gandeli as well, so we're struggling with oil just now. Some soya milk because I'm still fasting. This is my last week of fasting. We have some olives just here, green pitted olives. We also have some Greek Galamada olives, 2 jars of them, and some lemon and coriander olive paste as well. These are delicious on crackers or pita bread. And again, some Galamada and some sun-dried tomato paste. And this is a Morrison's haul. We have some orange juice for our vitamin C. We have some marinated artichokes, some tonic water for our gin. We have some wine, some Sauvignon Blanc and some Chardonnay, 2 Chardonnay, 2 Sauvignon Blanc. We have some sardines, they'll be for Rico. Crumpets, we have some focaccia pita bread, because that was the only type that Rico could get. We have some black olive flatbread and some black olive breadsticks, some sweeties and Easter egg for Rico and I to share, some jelly babies and some sports mixtures. These are for once we've stopped fasting because they have gelatin in them. This chocolate I can have at the moment, but this is obviously for when we're not fasting. We have some parsnips for roasting, some potatoes and some sweet potatoes. Eggs, these will be for when I'm going to dye the eggs and I'm going to use the onion peel. We have some tomatoes, we have some fresh parsley, some carrots, some onions, 2 packets of asparagus, cucumber. I like to snack on cucumber at night. We have some lettuce, some mixer feed for Lily, and Rico is planning to sand down the windowsills. So he's got a dust sheet and he has his sandpaper to sand them down, and then hopefully he'll get them painted as well. So that's today's haul. I think we put away some garam salada and things yesterday as well in the fridge, and another cucumber, but yeah, that's this week's haul. So now it's time to put it all away. that's our avocados washed as well. We used one of them yesterday. And meanwhile, my diffuser arrived with my lavender oil. So it came in the Amazon box, which I don't bring into the house, but I didn't leave it in the garage, which I would normally do. I just opened it up outside, put the cardboard box in the bin, disinfected this box, which was inside that box, and yeah, I'm going to open it up now and we'll see. I also disinfected this as well, just use the disinfectant wipes. And when you use wipes, just as a wee side note, when you see the wetness, you're supposed to leave that wetness dry in, because that's what kills the bacteria. So you're not supposed to dry the wetness off. Just a wee side note. I know, I'm obsessed. Right, let's see this diffuser. And this is all to help me sleep at night. There we go, there it is. It's actually very pretty, it's glass. So the bottom comes off so I can put the water in. So let's have a look at that. Okay, so I've taken that off of that. Yeah, so I'm going to fill it up with water up to the point, up to max, which is, where did I see it? Round there. Up to there. We'll fill that up with water. That's the water in. Then you add your chosen oil. So I've decided to go with lavender. So between 3 and 5 drops. I'm going to start off with 3 drops just to see how strong that is. I suppose it depends on the quality of your oil. I reckon this was a pretty good one. I'll try and link everything down below because it's all from Amazon. So we have all the settings just here. So apparently I have to press once to turn on the misting. There we go. And you can see all the mist coming out there. So this is actually for my bedroom, but I'm just trying it all out just now. Okay, that's what it looks like. Really pleased with that. If I remember, I'll show you what it looks like tonight when I have it on the go. And the jigsaw has finally finished. There's a few pieces missing. Rico went looking for them. So it's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces missing. But that's it complete. Now I can clean my dining table again. So that was the box. And that's the jigsaw. Finally. Hello and welcome to the 14th of April. I am feeling much better. I have just done my workout. I know I look like shit, but you know, I'm all sweaty. I've worked out and this is real life. 2 nights now I have managed to sleep. Not perfect sleep, but I have managed to sleep, which I honestly haven't been doing. Like when I say I hadn't been sleeping, I mean I hadn't been sleeping. So that's 2 nights now. So I don't know if the magnesium has been kicking in. This is a good quality magnesium and I take it twice a day. I take one with my dinner and one before I go to bed. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the diffuser. I don't know if it's a combination of everything, but something is working because I'm managing to sleep. It's a wee bit of a restless sleep, but hey ho, that's great for me because see, lying there and turning and oh, I mean, when I say I was wide awake, I was wide awake. Anyway, enough of that. So I've just done my trampoline workout. I'm having my lemon and water, which I thoroughly enjoy, but getting hold of lemons these days is really hard. Normally I'll put like half a lemon in my water and tea, but I'm having to kind of quarter them just now because lemons are hard to get. So, quarter of a lemon in my water. I'm going to finish cleaning downstairs as well. Today's dinner is butter beans. So normally I like to do my butter beans in a tomato based sauce which we call yakni, but we had a pea casserole, as in peas, yesterday. I'll show you what's left of it. We did that in a tomato sauce, so it was just, so remember, still fasting, so no meat. So basically it was just peas, potatoes, artichokes, some onion and some tomato paste, just your basic yakni sauce. So your basic kind of Mediterranean tomato sauce with peas. That's what's left of it. I might have that for lunch. So I don't want to do the butter beans in the yakni. So I'm just gonna boil them, put them into soak yesterday. That's what they look like. So basically, I'm going to boil them, rinse them, boil them back into cold water. Remember, you do not add salt when doing your butter beans and your haricot beans and all that until right at the end, because that slows down cooking. A couple of tips: if you haven't soaked your beans, if you haven't soaked your haricot beans or your butter beans, add baking powder. That will soften them. If you have soaked them, then add bicarbonate of soda. Just little tricks. Apparently bicarbonate of soda is supposed to be good at keeping your green vegetables green, so they don't go that kind of horrible looking colour. But you need to be careful with which ones. I think you can't use them on things like powdery vegetables like broccoli, because that will kind of overcook them. So that's the wee tip. So basically that's what I'm going to do, and then serve it as a salad. Cut a nice salad through them, olive oil, lemon, some bread. I might make some bread actually to dip into the olive oil. And that's it. So that's it. Not supposed to have olive oil tomorrow. I haven't really been strict with my olive oil and wine because I'm not really going to take my communion. So normally you're not supposed to take olive oil and wine on certain days, but I haven't really been strict. I've been strict with meats and things like that, but not with olive oil and wine, because I've been taking my communion on probably either Thursday morning or Saturday morning. More often than not it was Saturday morning I would go. Then I would have been really strict this week, like really strict, like no alcohol all week, no wine, no nothing. But as I'm not taking my communion, I've just kind of, like today I'm gonna have olive oil with my beans, and I had a glass of wine yesterday with my dinner because I'm stuck in this house, why not indeed. So yeah, but I am feeling a lot more upbeat. Thank goodness, because I was really feeling awful. But does anybody get that feeling of when you do start feeling like I don't have that anxiety in here, because I was getting that anxiety feeling when I used to go to bed. I used to get the anxiety, right? So I'm not getting that now, and it's almost like, oh my goodness, I'm scared to feel okay. Is anybody else like, you're scared to feel okay in case something happens? I know there's horrible things happening, and I know there's thousands of people dying all the time. I know all of that. But yeah, you kind of get that, I don't know. Please God, let this be over with. Please God. But they're saying now that here in the UK, the lockdown's probably going to go on for another 3 weeks. But even at that, I don't think I still will feel safe, because the virus is still going to be kind of going round. You know, you don't know. You know, a lot of people now are saying that a lot of people have had it and they don't know they've had it, and maybe people that were having colds and things in kind of January, February time, you know, that it could have been the virus. Which brings me on to, right, I think this is just me hoping, right, but for those of you that have been with me for a while, do you remember in January when I was really unwell? And for about 4 days I was in bed, and it started off, and I was, remember I was struggling to breathe, and I was mixing it up with anxiety, and I went to the pharmacist to get some medication for my throat, because I felt as if my throat was closing up, and I was having to take my inhaler all the time. You see where I'm going? You see where I'm going with this? And I went to the pharmacist, and he says, get yourself to the hospital or to the doctor just now. And I left Boots and I went straight to my doctor's. Do we remember this scenario? And I said to the doctor, the doctor says to me, you've basically got a virus. There's a lot of viruses going on. And I remember he took my temperature at the time, but this was at the beginning of January, and you can see me on the video where when I'm talking, I'm kind of, you can hear it all and you can see it all. So well, I can't remember now. So yeah, so I went to the doctor, he took my temperature, he says you don't have a temperature, he checked my throat, your throat looks fine, he kind of checked my glands, they all felt fine, he says to me, you've got a virus. And I remember saying to him, because I'm really not one for going to the doctor for colds and things, but the pharmacist was adamant that I either get to the hospital or I get to my doctor's. So the doctor prescribed me, if you remember at the time, antibiotics. He says to me, I'm going to give you antibiotics, but I don't really think they're going to do anything because you've got a virus. But I took my antibiotics. I also bought a cough mixture at the time, which I felt was soothing my throat, because I really felt closed in here and I couldn't swallow. And I kept having to take the inhaler, and I was in such a panic I wouldn't go anywhere without the inhaler. And I was in bed, and anybody that knows me knows that's not like me. I was literally in my bed for 4 days. Not that I couldn't get out of it, but I just needed to be in bed. And I remember that was on the Monday night it kicked in. I started feeling unwell, and I was in bed all week until the Friday. And I got up on the Friday, still not 100%. And it took me a long time to start feeling better, and I was having to take the inhaler for a while after that. And I remember one day being in B&M and feeling as if I was closing up again, and I honestly thought I had just become asthmatic and all of that. But now it's making me wonder, did I have the virus? And before that, Rico wasn't well, but it wasn't as bad as me. He didn't take to his bed or anything, but he wasn't well. But Georgie was really unwell, and Ruth had taken her to the doctors, and the doctor had said she has a virus. But Ruth at the time was saying she was waking up coughing, and I had a cough as well. You know, so if I had all those symptoms now, I would have definitely said that I'd had the virus now. So I keep thinking back, I wonder, but then again, am I kind of hoping, yeah, that's me, I've had it, I'm all right now. I just wish they would bring out the test to show who has antibodies to it, and you know, that it would tell us if we've had it or not. I think I would be quite disappointed if it came back that I hadn't had it, because it almost makes you feel, well, I've had it, I'm over it. I know I'm sounding extremely selfish whilst I'm talking about it. Honestly, I truly am not. And like I said in my other video, my eldest son has probably had it, and he had it quite bad. I mean, when I saw him struggling to breathe, I think that was what really set my anxiety. That, and then when Anna was in hospital, the combination of those two. And Costa had it bad. He was very close to going into hospital. If he hadn't had his inhalers, he would have needed the hospital. He said he couldn't walk up the stairs, he was struggling. But as bad as he felt 1 minute, it quickly changed. I mean, I tell you, within minutes, 1 minute that morning, he was ready to phone the hospital. And then within about an hour, he says, I feel better. I honestly feel better. I don't know what's happened. I can walk up and down the stairs. That's how quickly it changed for him. But that's how quickly apparently this virus can change from you being okay and you needing the hospital. That's how quickly this virus changes. My son George, like I said before, he had it. He's fine. He's absolutely fine now. He had that horrible cough and had a couple of days of not feeling good, but was getting on with things. Ruth seems to have been all right, touch wood, and that's over the 2 weeks now since George has had it. Kelly, like I said before, we think she has had it as well, because she needed her inhaler for a day or so. So yeah, for those that have asked, George is fine, because I know I ended one of my videos saying that now think George has had it, but he's absolutely fine, thank God. And yeah, let's just pray to God that the vaccine comes sooner rather than later, and this antibody thing. So right, let's leave the virus there, enough of all that. Cheers. Rico is busy sanding down all the windowsills. I'm looking very smooth, Rico.
Sorry? What?
I'm looking smooth.
You see the ones at the front? Like a baby's bum.
That's nice.
Is that a bad thing to say?
Definitely. Good job.
So far.
Is it easier than you thought?
Well, as long as you get that coarse sandpaper, but I've only got one sheet left, so as far as it goes.
Agapimu! Georgie! Come here! Come here! You'll kick us the windows there, it's okay. Agapimu! So we just give Georgie her jelly babies. Are they yummy? Okay, so I've boiled them, I've rinsed them, I've put them back into cold water. I'm now going to add a teaspoonful of bicarbonate of soda. There we go. Lily's been combed as well. She's having a wee treat now. I've cleaned her eyes out. Bichons are really bad for their eyes, especially Lily. She's really got bad eyes. When I say bad eyes, like that brown stuff that gathers around their eyes. So I've cleaned her eyes, I've given her a good comb, and she's looking all beautiful because she's kind of like wool-like, her hair, so it gets really quite matted. Don't you, Lily? But you're all beautiful now, and I'm gonna have to give her a bath. This would be about this week. She would be getting groomed, so she would be getting all her bits and pieces done. But yeah, we're not getting to the groomers, so I'm gonna have to stick her in the bath myself. But she's actually good at getting combed. There's something there. She's actually quite good and stands quite well. Lulu was a nightmare to brush. She used to snap at you, but she's fine. Let me see your beautiful face. Look at her beautiful lion head. Hey, you beautiful. Okay. It is that time to pull the jigsaw apart because I have to clean my dining room table. Here we go. Yep, it's happening. It sure is. Ciao. Arrivederci. Yasu. Sayonara. Here we go. Ooh. All those weeks done.